Alright guys, this has just been on my mind a while. So, if you've been wondering, I have been wondering who the heck is Fecto elflis. Yes, the guy in my series, like, you know that guy? Yeah. It's time that I finally talk about this dude. So, if you have not played Kirby in the Forgotten Land, spoilers ahead. Now, let's get on to the video. So, Fecto elflis, the ultimate life form specimen IDF-86, the one who attacked the Forgotten Land and everything else. He inhabited this land, he invaded it, and eventually the people of this land captured him with the technology that they have. And then, at the end of the Kirby the Forgotten Land, the final boss you have to defeat is the ultimate life form, Fecto elflis. So, let's talk about this guy. So, there are so many questions about this guy. So, where the heck did he come from, and how did he know about this land? So my theory about him knowing about this land is actually about a radioactive thing, since it sees at the final place at the final boss. If you could see very closely, you can see satellites there. It's actually a theory that someone else had. So I'm actually going to be using that theory. So yeah, if they send a ping to this creature, and then after that, he came to this land and started an invasion. And then people at this land tried to capture him, and they actually captured him. So then after that, they used him as their own personal lab rat. They used him to inhabit the places of this land. They used him for their own spatial teleportation ability. They were learning about this guy's teleportation ability and how he started and how he found this Forgotten Land. So here we're gonna talk about how, why they used him as a personal lab rat. They used him as a personal lab. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. They used him as a personal lab rat to find out his spatial teleportation ability, since he could have been using it during the battle to try to capture him. And then after that, after 30 years after they captured him, the spatial teleportation ability error occurred, splitting Fecto elflis into Elflin and Forgo. Yes, Elflin and Forgo. Not the guy from my series, but Forgo in the game. So, if you have not played Kirby in the Forgotten Land, I suggest you play the game if you have not. So, yeah. So, Fecto elflis is one of my very favorite Kirby in the Forgotten Land bosses. And to know that actually Kirby in the Forgotten Land has a really cool final boss is pretty amazing, actually. Like, Ultimate Life Form took some inspiration of, look at Shadow the Hedgehog, knowing that he's the Ultimate Life Form. And at the second phase of his battle, you see right here that he turns this place into a thing, and he summons these teleportation portals to throw rocks at Kirby at the final battle. As we know, at the very beginning of it, before he goes up and turns into Fecto elflis, he grabbed Elflin instead of Kirby. That made him into Fecto elflis, the one who invaded the Forgotten Land to begin with. There are so many questions about this creature, and we're going to answer them all this week. We're going to answer all your questions about this creature. Well, I'm going to try to get all my theories about this creature out of the way. So, yeah, just prepare to have lots of parts to this, because this creature has so much curiosity, and this creature is so amazing. And, well, especially with its teleportation ability and the people who left this land. Well, the people left this land with that teleportation ability because IDF-87, technically Elflin, escaped from the aftermath. So Elflin was out in the Forgotten Land, and then Forgo just sat there, contained, and not to begin with. At least people thought he was. Before I continue the video, I suggest you go see Sonic Pro Superior if you want to know more about this creature. So, yeah, let's get right back into the video. Forgo sat there and sat. But then, people thought that he was asleep and sat, when he was actually planning his next attack. which means summoning, getting food, and everything, and preparing for him to turn back into Fecto elflis, to be whole again. But he needs a little help, and that help is by Leongar, King of the Beast Pack, the one who you meet at the end of the game when he was telling you about IDF 86 and how it contained a miraculous power. He calls it that because he doesn't know what the miraculous power is. He just wants it to go to the land where the people went, which is a land where the people escaped to was a land of dreams. And people have been theorizing that this is planet Popstar, that this is where the Waddle Dees came from. And people are wondering, how did he know about the Waddle Dees? How did Fecto elflis know about the Waddle Dees? How did Forgo even know about the Waddle Dees? How did he even know about Kirby's land? How did he even know where it was? And my theory is actually Fecto elflis actually invaded planet Popstar before he came to the Forgotten Land. Okay, hear me out on this, because how would he know where planet Popstar was if he didn't invade it, or if the people of the Forgotten Land went there because they went to a land of dreams? That's when Fecto elflis was planning its revenge for them then. So, eventually you beat Fecto elflis, and then you have to pull Elflin out of his back with a secret mouthful mode. You pull him out, and then after that, but Fecto elflis still wasn't done yet. Kirby thinks it's over. You've defeated Fecto elflis. You've saved Elflin from Fecto elflis, but it isn't over yet. With the last bit of power, Fecto elflis goes out for its final attack. And that final attack is not a meteor, not a giant meteor, but colliding planet for the Forgotten Land with planet Popstar. Yes, planet Popstar. That's why I had that theory before. Why does Fecto elflis know about this planet? How does Fecto elflis know about planet Popstar? And that was my theory. Or it could just be the other theory about maybe the people went to Popstar in the Dreamland and because they went to a land of dreams. So it's literally Dreamland. So yeah. So Kirby decides to literally defeat the ultimate life form with a semi-truck. So Fecto elflis ain't having it. So he summons these two boulders and throws them at Kirby. Kirby eventually just dodges them very easily. Just dodges them very easily. Just jumps over the thing. But Fecto elflis still is not giving up. He decides to do an ultimate attack, which is the big giant meteor with his full power. Eventually, Kirby is overpowered by this meteor and Fecto elflis thing. But Elflin is not having it either. Elflin helps Kirby defeat Fecto elflis with that boulder. That boulder is trying to get you. Fecto elflis is just not having it. But it's over. Fecto elflis will be defeated. And Kirby defeated Fecto elflis. But this isn't over just yet. Just what about the rifts that opened up to planet Popstar and stuff? So Kirby returns to Dreamland and, well, let's just say that rift is still open. Yes, that rift is still open, and Elflin is there as well. Elflin, this is a weird cutscene, but Elflin, well, it's kind of sad too, but weird. But Elflin literally sacrifices himself and goes and tries to serve the connection between both worlds, close the connection. So that means if it's both worlds, then they must be a multiverse or a multiversal pop star. I don't know, but yeah. And also, he's like crying and stuff. He's like, thanks for everything, Kirby. You know, like, yep. So Kirby's eventually sad, but then all of a sudden, like 2 seconds later, that the light that you see, all seconds later, he just pops back up. It's weird. So answers are still have to be answered about our question. Like, who is Fecto Elflis? Why did he come to Forgotten Land? How did he find the Forgotten Land? And even what happened to Leongar? You know, after you attacked him and stuff, what even happened to him? So as we see at the credits roll and Elflin is fine. I don't get why that was a weird cutscene. Anyways, so there's still a lot yet to uncover. Who is Fecto Elflis and why is he such an abomination? Like chaos, like driven by pure chaos, and want to defeat everyone, such as like take over the Forgotten Land. Why did he want to take over the Forgotten Land? Did he sense the powerful technology that they had? Like powerful technology because they were able to capture him. So he was trying to defeat them first and then go for it. And as you see at the middle of the credits, you see a little rift open pop up. And that picture that actually has something to do with the end credits scene at the very end. If you take a closer look, it says that's Leongar, and it says to be continued. Alright, now that we know the story about Kirby the Forgotten Land and how it ended, let's talk about who the heck is Fecto Elflis. So Fecto Elflis is a convergence, Fecto Elflis may be a personal experiment gone wrong. So people are theorizing this, saying that Fecto Elflis could be an experiment since he is technically the ultimate life form, like Shadow the Hedgehog was created. You know what I mean? So yeah, and also it resembles a bit of a butterfly mouse hybrid, a little bit, and it has all these conversions of species. Man, I can't talk today. Anyways, so Fecto Elflis is a very, very like lore creature. Like, who the heck is this guy? Like, how the heck did he even find the Forgotten Land? And why did he even want to go to the Forgotten Land? There's so many questions to answer, so many questions, and so many theories. I don't know anymore. So, technically, Fecto Elflis is technically a hybrid, since he is fused with two mouses, which is Elflin and Forgo. Elflin and Forgo are they resemble a lot of each other. They have big ears, and they look like a butterfly mouse hybrid, especially Elflin. If you have seen in the picture that I showed a while ago, Elflin looks like actual butterfly mouse hybrid. Could this mean that this mouse / hybrid was created, then Forgo was created, then fused to create the ultimate life form, Fecto Elflis? That's just a theory of mine. I seriously don't know, but it's just a theory. So yeah. And Fecto Elflis has all these kinds of different abilities, such as teleportation ability. I think he got the teleportation ability from something it's like a miraculous power, and everyone wants this miraculous power to go to the land of dreams that all the people of the land, the people of the land went to when Elflin escaped. Elflin escaped probably because he didn't want to become Fecto Elflis again. He wanted to just be a normal, happy being. Didn't want to be Fecto Elflis at all. But Forgo just wanted to be whole. He just wanted to be Fecto Elflis. Just have pure chaos in him. Which is actually what the next section about this video. Next section about this video, we're going to be talking about Chaos Elflis. Chaos Elflis is a is a different version of Fecto elflis, but in the post game. So major post game spoilers. So Fecto elflis is exactly not like Chaos elflis. Chaos elflis is I'll show him here in a minute, but Chaos elflis is exactly like, has the same moves, everything, but except it has different moves, such as a big shadow, and yeah. Eventually, at the end of the Chaos elflis battle, you have to battle his soul, which means you would have to battle his soul, and after that. And then we're gonna get theories about technically we're gonna get theories about Chaos elflis. So, the final battle. Here we are. And the final battle is mysteriously a white figurine or something? No, it's not just any white figurine. It's Chaos elflis, a species born of chaos. The description of its figure says, once stubborn from a butterfly to spirits of other animals, give a stubborn soul one last chance at revenge. This stubborn soul was defeated by the bright light of Kirby's hope, which means Chaos elflis is obviously going to get defeated. But let's just say Chaos elflis is very different than Fecto elflis. Chaos elflis is a convergence of elements, which one of them is Morphonite, which means the butterfly absorbed Forgo, and now it has become into this monstrosity, and this is another version of Fecto elflis, but even more dangerous. Like, very dangerous, like you don't even want to go near this thing. And it actually has a lot of resemblance to Morphonite. If you look at the color of its wing, it's a crimson red color, and you see the antlers on the top of his head sits on the top of his head like a helmet. It's like it has all sorts of colors. Even a sphere is now turned into like a Morphonite sword, and all these unique conversions of elements from other animals gave this stubborn soul one last chance at revenge, but was brightly defeated by Kirby's bright light of hope. Eventually, you beat down Chaos elflis until you see something different. It's not Elflin in there, it's its actual soul. Kirby pulls out the soul, and then, well, you're gonna have to fight Chaos elflis' soul. And then in phase 2 of Chaos elflis, you see this strange figure. It's like, people call it persona. I don't know why, but it's like a persona, I guess. I don't know, but it's like a different shadow, like a big shadow of it, like attacking you. And so it's like two opponents attacking at once, just like the Forgo Leon fight, except with elflis. So eventually you pull out what am I doing? Eventually you pull out Chaos elflis' soul, and well, let's just say that you kind of have another boss battle. Obviously the fight starts when the soul is appeared out of Chaos elflis' body. Chaos elflis turns into parts of the soul, and it plays a very eerie music during the battle. Take a listen.
And here we are.
I know, pretty eerie, right? This actually are the things that have traumatized this creature. You hear this "here we are" thing, and it's actually became a nightmare to this creature. It's became a nightmare to Forgo. And I can see that, like seeing all these people coming in, like taking pictures of you, and then all of a sudden, like saying "here we are, welcome visitors," and hearing it all the time is just become a nightmare to this thing. This poor thing, it doesn't deserve this. No wonder why it's evil. I'm just kidding. Anyways, but yeah, eventually you get to phase 2 of the Chaos Soul fight. Well, he turned into a fireball. This actually relates to one of other Kirby's villains' attacks. I don't really remember the villain, but it's another soul. Like mostly Kirby's villains are souls. I don't get it, but obviously the very last final boss is actually Chaos Elflis' soul, and it's a very eerie music at the beginning. Like it has traumatized this creature, and so it wants to kill Kirby for what it has done to it and keeps stopping it from turning it back to Fecto Elflis and reverting it back into single Chaos and reverting it back to its soul instead of Chaos Elflis. It was very powerful that way, and now it's mad. It's mad. Like very mad. And now it wants to kill Kirby instead of giving him mercy. He wants to kill him. Chaos Chaos' soul blows up and is defeated by the bright light of Kirby's hope, which is what it says in the figure description. Here is the last part of what it says. The last bit of life from Chaos Elflis willingly returned to Elflin. Alas, two became one. Chaos Elflis just gave up. It was over. So he just wanted to become one. So he didn't want to die. So it willingly returned to Elflin, and at last two became one. A whole creature, not by destruction. Fecto Elflis and Chaos Elflis were gone. Finally. It was all over. All the nightmares and everything. But questions were still to be answered. Like, why did even Elflis come here? What even is Elflis? Well, I know I said that, but there's so many things to cover. Like, we haven't even covered all this, but Chaos Elflis and Fecto Elflis are strangely kind of the same. They're kind of the same, but they're different in many ways. So this is it for this video. I will talk to you. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.